A man wakes up at 6:30. He makes coffee. The house is quiet. No one asking where he's going. No one asking what he's doing today. He sits by the window, and for a moment he notices something strange. He isn't rushing. He isn't worried. And for the first time in years, he actually likes the day waiting for him. 20 years ago, he might have felt sorry for the man living this life. Today, he is that man. And he wouldn't trade places with anyone, not because his life was perfect, because he no longer needed it to be. Many people see a man living alone without a wife and assume something is missing. What surprises them is that many of these men are not spending their days grieving what ended. They are finally discovering what becomes possible when every decision belongs to them again. Some men find peace not because they have more, but because they finally stop fighting the life they have. Your home finally belongs to you. Many people think freedom is something big, an early retirement, a beach house, a lottery ticket. For many men, it's much smaller. It's walking through your front door and knowing no conversation is waiting for you before you can simply enjoy your evening. That sounds ordinary until you've spent a long time adjusting around other people's preferences. David had lived in the same house for 28 years. One evening, he sat down after dinner and reached for the remote without thinking. The television was still on the channel he liked. Nobody had changed it. It was such a small thing that it almost made him laugh. For years, he thought freedom would arrive as some grand event. Instead, it arrived disguised as an ordinary evening. No compromises, no negotiations. For years, he thought peace would come when life finally became easier. Instead, it arrived the moment the constant friction disappeared. You stop putting life off. Many men spend years living inside one word: later. I'll do it later. I'll try it later. The problem is that later has a habit of turning into years. For some men, living alone reveals something uncomfortable. They discover they were never waiting for the right moment. They were waiting for permission. If not now, when? A man bought his first camera after talking about it for 15 years. Someone asked why he was starting photography so late. He smiled and said, "Because I'm 62 now. If I wait another 10 years, I'll be 72. Seneca once wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." Sitting there, that idea suddenly felt less like philosophy and more like a calendar. Suddenly, the question was no longer whether he was ready. It was whether he wanted to spend another decade waiting. Not someday, today. Most dreams don't disappear. They simply get buried under obligations. Peace often returns the moment he stops waiting for life to begin again and starts living the chapter he is already in. And if this conversation speaks to something you have been discovering in your own life, take a moment to like the video and subscribe to Move or Die Stoic. There are more conversations ahead for men who are learning that peace and happiness are not always the same thing. You stop performing. After years of being someone's husband, someone's provider, someone's solution, there was a question that many men find surprisingly difficult. If nobody needed anything from me tomorrow, who would I be? For a time, the question can feel frightening. Some men spend so many years solving everyone else's problems that they forget what they enjoy themselves. Then one day, the phone stops ringing, and they have to meet the person underneath all those responsibilities. Some men smile, others don't know what to do with themselves. One person put it this way: "I finally stopped worrying about what people think of me." Then I realized they were busy worrying about themselves. And many men discover they are a lot calmer when they stop trying to be everything for everyone. He stopped pretending to enjoy conversations that left him feeling drained. He stopped saying yes to invitations he already knew he would spend the whole evening trying to escape. It felt like taking off a jacket they had been wearing for years. The energy that once went into keeping everyone else satisfied finally comes back to him. One day, approval stops feeling important. Peace does not. Because the moment a man stops performing for the world, he finally has enough energy to be himself in it. Small things start feeling big again. For years, many men feared the quiet. Then one day they realized it wasn't the quiet that exhausted them. It was everything they had been carrying before it. One afternoon, he sat down with a cup of coffee. 5 minutes turned into 40. Nobody interrupted him. Nobody needed anything. And for the first time in a long while, he wasn't trying to get somewhere else. He was exactly where he wanted to be. Before, he would have called that wasting time. Now, he wondered why some of the best parts of life looked exactly like it. The people who remain start mattering more. One surprise many men never expect is how quiet the phone becomes. Some relationships fade once life changes. Some people disappear without explanation. Later, many men realize they don't miss the crowd as much as they expected. Life simply does the sorting for you, because when the crowd gets smaller, the important people become easier to see. A lunch with someone who has known you for 30 years feels different. There is nothing left to prove. No introductions, no performance. Just two people who already know who the other person is. You stop filling space with random company. You become more careful about who gets access to your time. The difference turns out to be everything. I'm curious, as you've gotten older, has your circle become smaller or simply more meaningful? Let me know in the comments. You stop feeling guilty for enjoying life. For most of their lives, many men are rewarded for being productive. Then something unexpected happens. Living alone gives them permission to do things that lead nowhere. Nobody is asking whether it is practical. Nobody is asking what the point is. The afternoon belongs entirely to him. One man spent months building a small wooden bench he didn't really need. A friend asked, "Why not just buy one?" He laughed and said, "Because then I would miss the fun part." He stopped feeling the need to explain it. It didn't have to lead anywhere. He simply enjoyed waking up with something to look forward to. Problems stop feeling so urgent. Something changes when a man has survived enough difficult seasons. Fewer things feel like emergencies. Not because life becomes easier, because after enough years, panic starts losing its credibility. A younger man sees his investment drop and thinks everything is falling apart. A more experienced man opens a notebook and starts making a plan. Someone once told me, "I've spent half my life worrying about things that solve themselves." Then he laughed and added, "The other half solve themselves too. The sink leaks, the car won't start." Not everything deserves a full day of worry. When there is nobody around to amplify every inconvenience, problems often return to their actual size. The tire is still flat. The difference is that he no longer lets it ruin the rest of his day. Epictetus once said, "It is not things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them." At 25, it ruins your day. Years later, it ruins about 7 minutes. Experience doesn't remove problems. It gives a man better things to focus on. The older many men get, the less energy they spend asking, "Why is this happening to me?" And the more energy they spend asking, "What's the next step?" The problem may not be smaller, but it no longer gets to be the center of his life. The future still feels open. Many men secretly worry that their most meaningful years are already behind them, especially after a divorce, widowhood, or years of living alone. Many wonder whether life has already shown them its best days. Yet many men discover the opposite. They no longer have to reshape every decision around someone else's priorities. No expectations. No need to build the future around someone else's vision of it. John started volunteering at a local animal shelter. He thought he was simply giving his time. Instead, it awakened a kind of compassion he thought he had lost years ago. A year later, he and a few friends helped open another shelter in the neighboring community. The strange thing wasn't that he was getting older, it was that he seemed more excited about next year than he had been in decades. He wasn't trying to get his old life back, he was busy building a new one. And that was enough to make next year feel interesting again. If you know a man who needs this reminder today, share this video with him. And if you're enjoying these conversations, Don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Sometimes one perspective arrives exactly when someone needs it. Maybe that's why so many people get this wrong. They look at an older man living alone without a wife and immediately see what is missing. The empty side of the bed, the quiet house, the absence of someone waiting for him at the end of the day. What they rarely see is everything he has gained. The freedom to arrange his days around what matters. The freedom to think his own thoughts. The freedom to enjoy a simple afternoon without feeling guilty for it. None of these things make him better than anyone else, and none of them mean life is perfect. He still misses people, but happiness was never the absence of difficulty. It was the absence of constant resistance. The feeling that your life finally fits the person you have become. Perhaps that is why some men grow more peaceful living alone. Not because they stop loving people, but because they finally stop searching outside themselves for permission to be at peace. And in the quiet that followed, they discovered something unexpected. The life everyone felt sorry for was the very life that set them free.